Just before the break, I told you about a new book. It's called Manitoba Flora, a guide to the vascular plants of Manitoba. And joining us now to tell us more from the Manitoba Museum is curator of Botany, Bizecki Robson, joining us now. Good morning, Diana.
Good morning.
Well, thank you for being with us. Now, this book is quite extensive. It covers all of Manitoba's vascular plants. What is a vascular plant?
Vascular plants are the plants that most people are familiar with. They include conifer trees, grasses, shrubs, and basically vascular means that they have vascular tissue, kind of like veins and arteries running through them that help transport sugar and water up and down the stems. And for that reason, they can actually grow quite tall.
Okay, so now the last book on this topic was published back in 1957. Why was it important to update this information?
Well, one of the things I discovered when I started working at the museum over 20 years ago was that there were some plant species that had been documented in Manitoba that were not in the original flora of Manitoba. And in fact, as I started counting, it was about 300.
Wow.
So I figured it was really time for an update so that people in the province could actually identify all of the plants that are here, including the ones that have been newly documented.
Okay, so what did it involve to collect all this new data? What did you have to do?
Well, I did a fair bit of field work to actually verify that certain plant species were still growing in Manitoba. Some plants had been collected, well over 50 years ago, and nobody had seen it since. So we didn't know if it was actually still here, or if it was simply gone. And I also needed to review the herbarium's or the museum's collection of plant specimens, which is called a herbarium, to make sure that all of the plants were identified using the most up-to-date scientific research.
So you probably got a lot of wood ticks on some of the searches that you've undergone.
I did. I've mastered the tick flick off my clothes.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the information you gathered. Were there any surprises for you, or any that you noticed have maybe changed because of climate change?
Climate change. Well, certainly up in the Churchill area, I've been told that that area is getting a lot more shrubs. So I'm concerned that maybe some of the more Arctic type species are starting to decrease in abundance. But I need to do some more research up north to verify that.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so what does this book include? Like, what will people find in the pages?
Well, one of the things that I wanted to include was a sort of a description of how plants look different. So just to make sure that people understand all of the terms that are being used in the book, like what the different kinds of roots are, how leaves look different from each other, things that people should be paying attention to. So there's a whole little chapter on vascular plant terminology, which beginners can read over just so they have the basic tools to use the remainder of the book, which consists of very detailed descriptions of what every plant looks like, its habitat, where in the province it actually grows. And there's also some devices called keys, taxonomic keys, that basically help you, help you to identify those plants. It's just a tool to help you narrow things down.
Diana, we're almost out of time. You will be giving a talk on this book tomorrow. Where is that happening and what time?
That's going to be at Westworth United Church on Grosvenor Avenue, and it's part of the Nature Manitoba Discovery Evening.
All right, Diana, congratulations and thanks for your time today.
Thank you.